Welcome back everyone. Today I'm talking about the all-important eye area. It's the first area on our face to show signs of aging typically, and that's because our eyes go through a lot. Remember, we're dealing with the thinnest skin in the body. We're dealing with skin that moves. It's constantly being squeezed with the force of squinting, smiling, generally emoting. It's constantly exposed to UV rays. And it's prone to sensitivity. That thin skin means that we put anything that's on our fingers near our eyes, allergens commonly. The eye area is where it shows up. And we use cosmetics like eyeliner and mascara that are hard to shift, meaning the cleansing needs of the eye area are different to the rest of the face too. So when we're building a routine to help protect the eye area, support it, ensure it looks its best, we have to be really multifaceted in the way that we approach it. Now, I'm going to be talking about skincare, lifestyle measures, and procedures right at the end, so make sure you stay tuned to get all the info. So how do we go about building an effective skincare routine to mitigate the ordeal the eye area goes through? Ginger's saying hi. He's not worried about his eye area at all. It looks furry and perfect. All right, so cleansing the eye area. I in particular am someone who needs to take a lot of care when it comes to taking care of this delicate part of my face. My eyes are very reactive these days. I think it's a consequence of years of product testing, but basically anything with even a hint of fragrance and my eye area just lights up. So I tend to take care of my eye area by using a sensitive skin micellar water. He's been really cute. You're being really cute today. I just find that that's the easiest way for me to use eye makeup remover and get it off effectively. And essentially, if a product isn't removable with micellar water, then I tend not to use it. He's actually moving the ring light, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, I had to remove Ginger from the fields. He's causing havoc like a child. So I tend to stay away from biphasic or oily eye makeup removers. I just find that with my kind of tendency to breakouts, to redness, to irritation, it can cause havoc, usually just here on the socket line. I can be more prone to milia, breakouts, and irritation. So a sensitive skin micellar water on a cotton round rather than disposable cotton pads. It's just a bit better for the environment. And then I will remove the residue of the micellar water with water. So if I'm doing a regular flawless cleanse, I will remove my eye makeup with micellar water first. And then during my flawless cleanse, I will ensure that any residue is rinsed through in the rinsing part of the step. And the great thing about micellar water is they behave a bit like a magnet. So the magnets all line up in your cotton pad and lift oil, grime, makeup away from the skin, but you want to be really careful not to tug the skin. That's the most important thing, I think, when removing makeup from the eyes. And I find the best way to do that is to soak the cotton pad, ensure that you've really diluted any product that's on your skin by at least a 10-second hold and then a gentle swipe. So no rotary action, no scrubbing, we're not exfoliating here, and do that multiple times. That same action, press, hold, breathe, give it 10 seconds, swipe. And you'll find that eye makeup comes off easily without irritating the eye area. If you're wearing a lot of layers of mascara, what can really help is to use a soaked cotton pad just with water first to loosen everything up, and then go in with your micellar water and keep going until things come clean. Now we're talking about the foundations of skincare here, so we're next going to talk about hydrating the eye area. Now, not only does it go through all those things I mentioned, if you're using active skincare, this is the first area to tell you that you've maybe gone over the boundaries, which is this kind of orbital bone area here, and accidentally moved product onto the eye area, because that can irritate. It's one of the commonest reasons to get a red, dry, irritable eyelid. And I see that with retinoid users at the beginning particularly. So the right moisturizer for your eye area is really fundamental to any effective skincare routine. I tend to look for moisturizers that contain occlusive ingredients because the eye area is thin. It tends to dry out over the course of the day through the process of transepidermal water loss. So by sealing it in all that good moisture first thing in the morning, you'll find that your concealer just sits better on your skin. Things don't get dried out, concealer doesn't track into fine lines, and everything just looks fresher, for longer. Now, one of the most useful tips I can share with you is my moisturizer goggles tip. For those of you who've heard it before, I'm saying it again for repetition because then it will go in. Basically, it's putting a generous layer of moisturizer all around the eye, the eyelids, right up to the brow bone before you do your active skincare step. So typically, if your skin is quite tolerant, you'll be putting a serum on and then moisturizing over the top. I think it's important to protect the eye area, particularly if you're using something punchy like a prescription retinoid. Protect the eye area first. It will honestly save you a lot of heartache. It'll just stop the migration of product into the eye area, which can commonly occur when you get into bed straight after doing your skincare, pillow on face, smush, your tretinoin goes into the under eye area and you wake up dry and peely. We don't want that. So moisturizer goggles first, then do your retinoid, and then you're fine to moisturize your skin after your active step. You don't necessarily need to go over the eye area again. That avoids you transferring with your fingers active skincare into the wrong place. Now, with that being said, it's not that the eye area doesn't also need active skincare. Of course it does. And it's about cherry picking the best ingredients to suit the needs of this particular area of the skin. So my favorite combination is vitamins A, B, and C. Vitamin A, a retinoid of the right strength for the eye area to promote skin thickness, minimize the appearance of fine lines. Vitamin B3 or niacinamide for barrier strength, which makes the skin more resilient and able to tolerate those active ingredients better. And vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant to help negate the effects of UV rays and also helps improve hyperpigmentation too. Rather conveniently, you'll find all three of those in Flawless Nightly Eye Serum. So I've consciously picked out the active ingredients to have one layer with all three of them in it, much easier than trying to combine multiple layers around the eye area to help strengthen and support that delicate skin. So if we do all the heavy lifting at night, it means the daytime can really focus on prevention and protection against the environment, so UV rays and pollution. So I like to rely on a combination of mineral sunscreen, mineral because it's kind for the eye area, it's less prone to stinging, and if you happen to rub your eye, you're not left with a painful eye all day because of chemical filters. Combined with antioxidants to help protect against free radical damage. And then of course, trusty sunglasses. Basically, if it's not raining, I've got sunglasses on if I'm outdoors. Now, when it comes to lifestyle measures, what you eat is actually pretty important. So for example, we know that vitamin B12 and iron deficiency can lead to worsening dark circles. So being conscientious and ensuring that we've got adequate vitamin B12 and iron in our diet is really important. Similarly, I think an antioxidant-rich diet is really helpful at strengthening the skin barrier and ensuring the skin is really charged to protect itself against pesky UV rays. I particularly like the red fruits and vegetables, so watermelon, tomatoes and berries for this. And then finally, vitamin K is important for strong, healthy blood vessels, which can help reduce the appearance of dark circles. And you can find vitamin K in leafy dark green vegetables like Brussels sprouts and broccoli. Now, we can't talk about lifestyle measures without mentioning sleep. All important sleep. And there is some thinking that the amount of sleep that we need, whilst it varies from person to person, is ideally around 7.5 hours. We like to sleep in pockets of 90 minutes. So that's probably the optimal number of pockets of sleep for a healthy, functioning human being. Lack of sleep tends to lead to dilatation of blood vessels and impaired barrier function and make us feel wretched. So that combination, of course, can mean that dark circles just look that bit more prominent. There's all sorts of ways to look at improving the quality of your sleep. Sleep hygiene in particular is very important. So getting used to a routine that tells your body that you're winding down for sleep. So no screens, reading, things that calm the mind, whether it's a hot bath before bed. So your body gets to know that this is the lead up to getting into bed and getting a really high quality night's rest. Now, whilst this is a video focused on things you can do for yourself at home, it would be remiss not to mention procedures when it comes to the eye area. It's probably the area that people want to target the most when it comes to the doctor's office. The most accessible is probably Botox, which is something we can use around the eye to treat those fine expression lines or crow's feet, which I think is a really rather horrible kind of phrase to describe what is ultimately a sign of positivity. Now, Botox won't eliminate crow's feet, and why would we want to do that? We want to have some sincerity in our smile. The skin should move, but what it can do is to reduce the force, squeezing the skin with each smile, resulting in less etching of the lines around the eyes. So that can often be a good thing. So aside from crow's feet, what else can we do? Well, a droopy upper eyelid, that's a really common concern. I think is almost inevitable really as we reach our 40s and beyond. The natural elasticity of the skin around the eyes tends to deteriorate and things just fall down a little bit. Now, really the only way to target that is something called an upper lid blepharoplasty. I'd really recommend the accounts of The Editor's List, Olivia Falcon and Alice Hart Davies, The Tweakments Guide, for information on specialists who use this procedure, because essentially when you go for an eye procedure, you want to be seeing somebody who's doing that procedure all day, every day. It's a very specialist operation, it's a very aesthetic operation, and you want to be seeing someone who has consistently good results and knows how to handle it in the rare event that something goes wrong. Eye bags is probably the next biggest group of concerns, combined with darkening in here called the tear trough. So dermal fillers are often used for the tear trough, but again, in reality, it's rare that there's just a tear trough problem in isolation. Oftentimes there's some weakening of the septae around the eyes that hold everything in place. We get loss of fat, we get muscles pushing through, and it can be quite complicated. So it's again a reason why I think an oculoplastic surgeon is the best person to see to ensure that you have the correct diagnosis and you're just not putting in filler without really exploring why you have darkening under the eyes. So again, getting the name of a good oculoplastic surgeon is key wherever you happen to live. As I said before, the key with any procedure is to see someone who is expert at that particular procedure. Ask them about the number of procedures they perform per year, ask them about their complication rate, and see a couple of people so you can ensure that you have all the information before making a decision. It's a big decision and you want to go forward well informed. So whatever your concern might be, dark circles, fine lines, just wanting to ensure that you have a good routine that protects the skin as much as possible to future-proof your eye area. I hope you've gotten some pearls from this video. If you have, please let me know, and make sure you hit subscribe button to get more content like this in the near future. Meantime, I'll say bye for now.